Hi everybody, welcome in. We got another matchup in the Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots Tournament. Today we are seeing Gridasham and nashsauter going up against each other in the round of 64. So, hi, I'm Hawk59. I'm going to be doing your comms here solo for a little bit until Scoop joins me later. I'm also going to be doing some tracking, so we'll try and keep everything up to date as well as I can. So, yeah, so as soon as these racers go ahead and ready up, we will get started. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got in Link's house. Also, as I had mentioned, this is the Casual Boots Tournament, so really what that means is everybody knows we get to start with the boots and we get to start with the sword. Makes going through this escape sequence a lot easier, that's for sure. And we grabbed some bombs out of the first chest, which is always good for CAC. We don't actually need it going through escape in the back anymore, but that's all right. And we were able to grab Quake out of that Uncle Drop Down. Yep, boots and a sword. There's a reason why this tournament filled up so fast. I'm thinking that most rando runners really like having boots and a sword from the beginning. We get to watch the famous ball and chain fight. All right, we're Nash just going with some slashes here. Looks like Gridasham's doing the same, and some powder in the Zelda cell. Yeah. It took me a second. I got it. So now, now it actually shows that they have boots and a sword. So, double duty is definitely interesting. One of the great things about the Casual Boots escape is you get to see some definitely sub 6, maybe some sub 5 times getting out. It looks like they're getting close. Let's see how long it takes them to run through these sewers. Daft, yes, the runners are probably using an auto tracker. However, we here at SpeedGaming are getting a somebody like me to track while I'm trying to muddle my way through these commentaries. And I've seen it done. I've seen the sub 5. Or, well, it was very close. All right, we're getting ready to leave Hyrule Castle. Besides the powdered and Quake, they didn't find anything too major yet. Quake might be useful down the road for one of our medallions to get into Turtle Rock or Mire, so we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Nash is saving quitting out of Sanctuary. Let's see, is he going to jump? Where's he going to go after this? So we have some divergence here in their paths. Over on Gridasham side, we're seeing a look at Bonk Rocks, which was just rupees, and then we are Nash is going to give us a look into Saha's closet here. And looks like Saha's closet has the blue cane and bomb.
So, hi, what's up, Hawk?
Hey, Scoopula, thank you for joining me. Hope that was not too rough coming in this late. You're only 6 minutes in, so it's not too bad.
I think they say, what, an ALTTPR commentator is never early or late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Yes, you definitely have a wizard's air about you, so I think that's true.
So, now I've never made this joke before, ever. But we're in go mode, right?
Well, Gridasham found his Moon Pearl under the water, so we're getting close.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen some stuff happening here, but I don't know, what kind of escape did we have, just so I can get up to speed, and then we'll all continue as normal.
So it looked like Nash was first out of escape. They did, besides finding Quake in the Uncle Drop Down, they haven't really gotten too much. There was a powder in Zelda's cell. Nash then went east over to Saha's closet, and while Gridasham checked Bonk Rocks just for some money. But we did find, as we're going to see here, Nash grabbing the flute out of Dam, and then, of course, under the water was the pearl. So.
Yeah, so here in casual boots, we got a flute as well, so, you know, we're just going to jump all over today. Then you worry about routing, you can fix it. But yeah, Gridasham nashsauter, I'm pretty familiar with Gridasham. Nashsauter, I know who they are, just not, you know, I've seen them play too often, but at this stage of the tournament, I'd say we'd have to be in a good match. Absolutely. So.
Yeah, I mean they made it. I mean they made it to brackets, right? That's that's something. Getting out of groups is difficult in any of these tournaments, honestly. And I felt like this one definitely had some groups of death, as it were.
So we have, looks like a bottle and a flute to turn back in once they're done on their current routes. nashsauter doing a Gina coming up empty with just the ability to clear that off the map. Gridasham is trying a water walk here and must have missed the edge of Ice Rod Cave. Just going to try it again. It's pretty forgiving, but if you don't want to fall on 3 hearts, you really don't. Especially with those crabs outside, you might just miss it, and that happens to the best of us. So.
And he gets the second attempt, so we'll see. Is he gonna? Okay, so he's gonna head north into the Zora area.
Mm-hmm. So now with Moon Pearl, sometimes you go do the camper and then come back. Since Pearl will let you retain your water walk here in the waterfall cave, but is just going to pass it up for now on logic concerns.
Yeah, we're getting our first look at Lumberjack Ledge on nashsauter's side. And wow, I did not even. Did you see what it was?
As soon as you said it, I'm like, I better look, but I did not.
Yeah, it was very fast.
We got a nice chunk of people in here. Thank you, the 165 currently watching. We appreciate it, or we wouldn't be here. So one of them figured it out, if not about 50.
Smoke says, Holy Smoke says, piece of heart. So.
Yep. None of that today. And Zora with what Ocarina of Time would call Zora's Mail fitting. Is that a Zora's Mail? Do they call it mail? I forget.
Yeah, I think it was the Zora's Mail for the blue.
Tunic. That's what it is, Zora's tunic.
Right.
Either way. I don't know if I've ever seen it before. Now, did Nash skip CAC entirely, or is it just...
Yeah, he hasn't been to CAC. Actually, neither runner. This is the first time
really?
either of them are getting to CAC. Yeah. Ooh, he's grabbing the lamp.
Hook shot there. This is paying off quite nicely already. But good play for both of them, because that way you can get the bottle and the flute done in the same trip.
Yeah, it worked out. Like I said, Nash went save quit right out of Sank. Whereas Gridasham at least checked the bonk rocks before doing the same. Nash has also been over to Saha's closet, whereas Gridasham has not.
All right, let's see a little difference in the rupee totals here. So Gridasham will have enough, but maybe Oh, Gridasham. Yeah, Gridasham's the one that spent money on Zora. Okay, so there's another 300 and a cape there in the well. So Gridasham will definitely be just fine for the bottle vendor. Hookshot, like is kind of alluding to in chat here, is another one of those little movement things. Now they're substituted by boots most of the time, but you're playing a mode without boots, which we don't do here. It's a nice thing to have to help me move around a territory whenever you run into stuff that you can hook. So you'll still see it get some uses. You can clip some blocks, drag yourself around, etc. So yeah, we're gonna have. I say, no matter what kind of seed, I say our time's going to be relatively low today. So yeah, Cape and Lantern does open Aghanim. Now we have a Moon Pearl. We do not have a glove. No, and no glove and no hammer yet. So Ag is a thing. We will see. We have to face this most any day. So the casual boost starting with the sword does, consider that for logical purposes. So it's just as valid as any other sword you'd find out in the game, like that one or on Race Game, which is being the second sword yet another way into Aghanim.
Right, it definitely seems like they want the game wants our runners to go see Aghanim.
Welcome into Keeps Gaming, another very well-known member of the rando community here, bringing in 5 to come see his casual boots tournament match between Gridasham and nashsauter here in the round of 64. Welcome. So yeah, usually whenever you start seeing, I don't know, it seems to me when you start seeing multiple ways past Aga's barrier, then you really got to start thinking about it. And yeah, Gridasham turning the flute on, I guess. nashsauter forgot. Yeah, which, I mean, we've all been there too.
Right, the seed has been throwing so much at you, you just kind of think, oh, I did that already, right?
Yeah. Sick kid done reading that volume. Pass it on to our player here. So that's way in the desert. I know I wasn't here for it, but I see we have crystals on L1 and L2, or Eastern Desert. So without a glove, we might not run straight there, but it's a choice to be made here, whether you do something like that looking for your Dark World access, or if you're really spicy, just go see Akka. I don't know.
Oh, Nash getting the hover over the pit. That's a little show-off move there.
A little swaggy. It does burn some time. But yeah, I was going to say, that's the other thing, is this mountain with that hook shot, you have the right side of the light roll to do so. With his 8 checks, I guess it is, we probably will see that. Maybe. And Ash is fluting away for the time being. So that's Ether now unlocked by that book.
So that is all 3 medallions. We know that Bombos is in Saha's closet. Now Ether on the ledge there.
Get ready for Pendant, Mire, and Turtle Rock. Seems like you either have none of the medallions when that happens, or all of them.
Yep, always.
So just a little bit of retracing here going on. This is, I think, his protection against, what your opponent might have done here, since these are all immediately available. But now, Nash is doing a fake flipper, and I don't know if the water walk was set up. If that's the case, and
it looked like he set up the water walk, so it looks like he's going to go check man under the bridge, and then water walk out afterwards.
Mm-hmm. See, so sometimes you do that, set up double water walk in case you are, banking on the necessity of doing Zora Ledge before you actually get there. At which point you'd have to skip the waterfall as well, because you can't move left and right. But what he's doing provides an easy way to get back into the water and then run down. Now you can fake flipper out of there with just a jump, but you get one shot at it. So if you're not the most comfortable with it, then this is a good alternative.
Right, and we didn't see the island earlier, so there are just some bombs on the island in Lake Hylia. So
deleted. So Gridasham turning in the old man, getting that piece of hardness in the absence of better things to do. Gonna go ahead and continue up the mountain while nashsauter gets blue mail here from Zora.
Yeah, it was interesting to me to see Nash leave the mountain after doing the old man, whereas now Gridasham's checking it out.
Yeah, my best guess onto that was, what if I leave something good here and then I'm headed to the mountain without Titan's Myths or something like,
Yep. I mean, in reality, they're pretty much neck and neck just in what they've done and where they're going, so...
So yeah, there's a whole bunch of checks here, but we'll see what these top 5 bring. It's just never seems to have much unless it's the last thing that you have to do, and Aga has a way of affecting that more than it should, I think.
Right, I think, and at least we get the ice right out of it. There we go.
Yeah, well, that's definitely Pen and Turtle Rock. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, if we do need that, there it is. But nothing else immediately hopeful.
Right. Yeah, I think they're just trying to. It seems like they're just trying to avoid doing Aga.
Yeah. I mean, running the numbers, you know, stuff should be here, but
right, you're going to the densest place. They're not doing anything wrong. I would probably be making the same choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those, you know, it's hard to talk yourself out of, and if you do it and you're wrong, then you're way behind. So
yeah, and I feel like, speaking from personal experience, that's usually what happens to me. Is I'm like, oh, I got to do Aga, and then I get there and it's completely nothing. So they're wiser runners than me. That's why they're still in the tournament and I'm not. So.
yeah, see, Eastern, yeah, that's another one as pointed out by chat there. With that lamp, you can get all the way through minus Armos, but there again, it's another little community meta, I guess, where you just really don't want to have to do that without a bow. Now, we are still missing 2 Dark World items, so that's another factor that'll drive us away from full clearing this Light World out, but Gridasham's going to go try the desert out here. Chase that book a little, see what happens. Now the question is, if you only find one of the Dark World access items in here, what do you do?
Right, and I guess it would depend for me on what it was. If I found the glove, I might continue on. Oh, well, or the hammer.
Well, you get real lucky they're just both in here, but there can only be 2.
Yeah, that would be interesting. As Holy Smoke is pointing out, that hammer does open up Green Pendant Hera, so that's technically 3 more locations you could get the mitts.
Yeah, and
gloves.
That's actually interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's a little bit of a feels bad on account of the runners didn't come here yet, or didn't. Yeah, they didn't come here yet. So if they want to go to Hera, they have to go through Paradox again.
Oh yeah, and 4 counting the ether tablet. That's true.
So yeah, with all that available,
and you could grab the green pendant before you head back to Eastern if you haven't found anything by that point.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, the checks are still in numerous territory here. I'd say before committing to Aghanim. At some point, I guess maybe you have to think, well, Aghanim is what, 3-4 minutes,
right?
And what is all this type of thing? But
well, and then you gotta wonder if one of them makes the call and the other one does it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, does that give a hefty advantage to the one who chooses to do to either do or not do Aghanim?
So I didn't see the big chest as either nothing or some other form of nothing, I guess, meaning Landmo's.
Yeah, Landmo has an item. It was, I can't remember if it was map or compass, but it was not, Landmo's got the item, so they need the glove for it.
So here's powder that opens up from the hammer as well. Or, yeah, powder. The powdered check, I don't know. Magic bat, that's what it is. You can save and quit to the mountain if you want to go that route, since it's just some bombs, but Gridasham's going to walk out and flute, I guess. Save and quit there buys you a few seconds, but it's okay. I'm known for forgetting that all the time. There's rocks. Also,
dead rocks and rocks.
Yeah, all the rocks. Rocks that make you dead, rocks that get dead. Also have to face less of them with the save and quit. Just another little tidbit. So yeah, Gridasham, I'm going to go ahead and go for it. And, I mean, if you figure you're going to do this anyway, sure. If your opponent doesn't and they get up with a mirror later to do it, then, it's just one of those things you got to live with. So I guess it's called How Much Is That Book Good For? As we check the Ether tablet. We already got a hammer out of it. And that's $20 and nashsauter's going to Aghanim.
Oh, yep. It looked like he went to the mountain first, but then he thought different of it. So
yeah,
here's the choice. Here's the split.
Yeah, I figured out pretty quick I don't envy these runners because you already had to throw some brain at this thing here at 25 minutes. It would have been really helpful if it were me. I'd be like, well, if there's another sword, I'm definitely going to Ag, right? It's like, see, it's like, here go,
right.
Here go. Now, no small key, no.
Big key was in the basement.
Okay, big key, okay. On the map chest. So, yeah. Okay, Gridasham was just swinging at the chest. I'm just trying to see why that is, but because this upstairs is logical. Maybe just really didn't want to do it. I don't know, but
right, you just kind of hoping that everything's in those first couple chests, then you don't even have to worry. Continue on.
Yeah, that's not helping either.
Well, that's the 2 items.
Yep. Now you gotta go get your green pendant. Yeah, I think Gridasham is committed to a full Eastern clear here. It's such a tough call. Like, you have that hammer now, yeah, you're running out of stuff. You still just have 1 item left to skip Aga with, and you're all going to see in real time which choice was the right one. And that's another thing about Harry. Even if it's not a green pennant, if you have the stuff you have, a hammer, master sword, all that, maybe you do, a completely empty Moldorm anyway, just in case pedestal. Because
right.
You're here.
Yep. I mean, you're right there, and it doesn't take that long to beat Moldorm unless you get knocked off.
Oh yeah. It can go south on you real quick, but off to Eastern goes Gridasham and into Aga's room, his nashsauter. So I guess Gridasham's going to be a good chunk of the way into Eastern by the time nashsauter's done with the blue ball count, which, by the way, if y'all want to put some in, I'm going to go with a 2.
Ooh. 2? That wouldn't be too bad.
It'd be nice. I'm always high on these, so I figure I'll bring it down a bit.
But it definitely looked like that pendant. The pendant terror didn't really pay off for him, so.
Nah. I mean, you could think later in the seed you could be looking for something too, and, your opponent doesn't do that, and as nashsauter did not, you figure maybe it will get cleared at some point.
Right.
And then you're okay.
And as everybody, Chad has pointed out, there is always still the possibility of a ped seed, so.
I didn't see blue balls, I wasn't counting. Not many, I can see that.
I think he's had 2 so far. No, 3, sorry, yeah. because he's on the third cycle. So
Okay, mirror. So that's a quick way to the thing you just did. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty decent aga there. Into the dark world for nashsauter. And good luck. I did see a pennant on Hera, or not Hera, Pod. That's as far as I got.
Pendant pod, red swamp, and it looks like Thieves' Town was also the other pendant.
Okay, so 5-6 swamp. I'll let you get caught up on it. Which, and if you hadn't mentioned this, by the way, I'll just let everybody know Hawk is doing double duty today. So, and it's not easy. So, shout outs, big time, huge. Fire Rod here in Eastern, along with that mirror. Now that doesn't. Neither one of those helps us skip Aga, but they're big finds. So, we'll see when the bow shows up and nashsauter gets around to this.
Oh, that's a very poor hype cave.
Junk. Wow. All right.
I didn't see what the man gave, but was it also a red rupee? Because I think it was 5 red rupees.
It's possible. That wasn't good.
No, it was not.
Yeah, 5 big 20s. So last check, and you gotta go to Aga. That sucks. Fire Rod in a mirror, though. Now that mirror, which nashsauter is going to take potentially a while to find, is going to help Gridasham make some time up just here and there. So, not the worst.
Yeah, correct. And, he gets that mirror Fire Rod, he can head, pretty much clear Skull and VOO once he gets into the Dark World, so.
Yeah, like Matty Walker's point, another save and quit might have been a little better off there, but sometimes when you get so much running through your head, it's like you want to do the quicker, immediate thing, even if the steps end up being longer, and you figure that out later, and you know it when you do it. But it's like, I don't know. For me, it's a habit. So, when you're on your save and quit points is flute 4, it's like you just do that, but these little things are hard to keep track of. Yeah, mirror, probably a little longer. You mirror, then you transition out, then you flute, and save and quit is title screen trip. So it's close, nothing horrific. And this is hammer only access here through the Dark World North. One of those things that, you wonder why it's like that in vanilla. It's like, why put a hammer peg there? Because you're always going to have a glove, and here in Rando, we're able to make good use of that. So, thanks, I guess. 30 years into the future.
Nash forgetting that he didn't have the mirror, maybe? Or was he looking for? I think he was bonking stuff. He was looking for something. I'm not sure what though.
Oh, I don't know. You mean for Graveyard Ledge?
Yeah, he went into the graveyard and was bonking some stuff. I don't know if he was looking for.
Oh yeah, Gridasham's the one with the mirror. I'm forgetting you didn't have it. You said, yeah, that's right. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
You probably said that. I just.
No, you're good.
I mean, here we are watching both, and it makes perfect sense to us because we saw a mirror, right?
Exactly. Like same thing I'm feeling right now, watching Nash go into Skull, and he doesn't have that fire rod.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good story. I think it was said before here in chat. Seed writes itself. The whole race writes itself. And Nash wants to sacrifice himself on kind of one new mirror 2, I guess, health refill, but probably not too bad, but still no mirror, so you got to do it this way. Or walk out.
Yeah, I was wondering why he didn't just let the wall master grab him, but...
Yeah, nobody likes to wait. Rather walk in a circle than stand still and wait for the taxi, but...
That's true.
So it's Aghanim 1 for Gridasham, which, as we know, isn't too bad since the RNG is seeded for each runner the same. I don't think Nash touches Eastern until Bo shows up, personally.
Yeah.
That could be soon, but it may very well be in TR also. I should have took a screenshot. I didn't. Or, oh no, you said dependents were earlier, so. We'll get that map again probably real quick here. So it's just the 5/6 of swamp and the whole rest of it is crystals. I didn't realize that desert was one of the 5/6s. It makes easy planning for your dark world, at least.
Yep. I mean, and we at least know that, you know, that ice rod is going to be required, so...
Yeah, now hunting for that today. See what we do have to hunt for, I guess. And that is 10 arrows here in the pinball room, so that's one item. I think that's one. Might have been 2. Either way, no mirror, so gotta walk it up. If you drop down the hole anyway. But yeah, this is what I meant, and we knew. But yeah, whenever you don't have a mirror and your opponent does, that little bit of time that you spent getting it is going to get made up here, just in handfuls.
Right. Nash finally into giving us some VOO checks.
Now, Gridasham is continuing left from Hype Cave, which I believe Nash did not do. So we're just going to see this in Dig Game real quick. And 45.
I think we did see Dig Game from Nash. I think he got a piece of heart.
Okay, yeah, I think
but he just didn't. He couldn't do third sword
wow.
in K45.
So that mirror, yeah, adding on to itself just a bit here. That'll also speed things up significantly for Gridasham. So I mean, you know, he's going to need it, putting off Aga, but I mean, being a crystal nashsauter will have to do Eastern at some point, and you're going to do, you know, 3/4 of that in the process, if not all of it. So that Aga put off does not, you know, feel too good now, but it will later. Yeah, you're right. I remember seeing digs now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, and I think, like I was saying too, you know, Nash or Gridasham, he can he put off Aga, but he's got mirror and fire rod now, so he can clean up the dark world a lot faster than Nash is doing. Less save and quits and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, save and quits is a good point. One more mirror advantage there with Aghanim 1 dead. You can just save and quit to the pyramid and do what he's doing here. So that works out real nice to tie all this stuff up.
When he starts, he can check graveyard ledge up here, which Nash couldn't do. He'll be able to get in and out of the Skull Woods faster.
Might see him do it back to front now. You know, he'll probably have to clear the whole thing anyway, but. Just a piece of heart for one of those things that Nash could not do. We'll see what the other one ends up being, but you know, if it's nothing, it's time given back, but it's also out of the way. And Gridasham says, I invested the time.
Yep, grabs the shield.
I don't know, there could be some good reasons for it, like, you know, maybe you're not feeling the best with your blind fight or something, and you hope for another one before then. I don't know. I mean, it's dependent, but, you know, who knows? You might have to do it.
Yeah. We still haven't gotten a look at Pedestal. Hopefully, Gridasham will do that with the mirror in the book. So.
Yeah, Nash over there, yeah, full clearing this place out. It's I think easily the densest thing he's got. Actually, might just say in that case, might not actually take him that long to get back to Eastern, because that's just going to be all that's left.
Yeah, I think he's rapidly running out of locations.
Well, let me try to think here. So far, that mirror and fire. Well, I guess the fire rod's TBD, because I still didn't catch if we got both items out of here on Nash's side. The actual progression from anything in Eastern has not yet been realized. Just a piece of heart there. So pedestal or bust for that clear.
Nice full magic refill before dropping into Moth.
Yeah, that tempered or not is a nice thing to have in your pocket. Full 8 shots in the magazine here and ready to make some bug juice. I gotta be careful here. You can take 2 hits from anything, but that's it. And there it is. So down goes Moth for Gridasham. That's going to be crystal number 1 at 43 minutes.
Yep. And shovel.
Well,
another fetch quest.
Yeah, another extension of the TBD. And with the mirror in hand, I don't know that we see that until things like Thieves Town and that, you know, on that path down there. But see what he does.
Yeah, and he already cleaned up, Hype Cave over to Dig Game, so.
So yeah, that was just the one item, so he's going to be given a little time here clearing this out for his sticks clear in the front. Can't help it. Nothing to be done about
it. He's not going to get anything. There's some 10 arrows in front of Skull, so.
Quick ped check here. Hype. Forgot about this till I saw the mirror come out. Nothing doing there, so dead Mulborn, dead blind.
Yeah, sorry guys, Ped is dead.
It's a fair check, especially since your hero's penance are early. Could have been any number of things. Could have been Kane. I guess, well, not the bow. Couldn't be a bow. Kane is always there staring at you in the face till you actually come up with it. guess we're going to need some flippers at some point, too.
Yep. I'm thinking, looking for bow, looking for flippers, gloves, 2 gloves. Man, I'm 45 minutes in, still no gloves.
Yeah,
Nash trying the hover.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen he can do it with that whole thing with the old man in a cave, but...
Yeah. Cyber Chow, yes, Thieves Town was, we didn't get anything out of that, so that was essentially two of the pendants that were completely useless, so.
I was trying to think here, does Nash have anything in the bottle to make the mimics easy? I want to say we do.
I believe he has a blue, yeah.
Okay. Really just wanted to do the hover and get it done with, and most of the time, like, if you can do it, it's fine. But
I can't hover, but of the people I know who can, that's one of the harder ones because you have to change direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have been made to understand it that way. So here we are trailing, each other here for just a bit. Now, let's see how much of Thieves Town Gridasham does. I mean, he doesn't know just because all this stuff is nice and thick and dense, but that shovel, I feel like, is worth chasing.
Also, the problem with Thieves is the last item is on blind, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You go through the whole thing and you got one left. You're like, ugh, I'm just gonna have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so nashsauter going to do a little bit of pioneering for us here on stream, but without a mirror, we'll have to save and quit and do Eastern later. I mean, pending what's in here, but I mean, this one's got more of the stuff, so makes sense to come in here. Although we haven't seen, I don't think, anything yet, like, at all.
Yeah, like the other pendants, this one seems to be barren so far.
Now, Nash did not do hair, right? At all? I don't think so. Because once Gridasham gets out of Thieves Town, it's going to be like, well, I've done all these pendants already. At least one of them's got to have something, right?
Right.
So we are still here on SpeedGaming 2, eternally thankful for starting boots and pretty much starting flute.
Oh, there's the 4th sword.
Yeah,
in the big chest.
That is, well, yeah, even if Gridasham finds it, that'll be not as big of an advantage as going from 2 to 3, as we know, so that part of the playing field is now even.
I believe we're going to get our Hera clear from Nash that we were just talking about, so.
Mm-hmm. And again, without the mirror, since, well, it didn't do Eastern first, it's, sometimes seeds will just conspire against you like this.
Yeah, answering chat. It does look like it's got to be shovel or Bombo's tablet. I would say I'm pretty sure I saw Nash get 5 items out of pod, so that would mean that it's not there.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, still no glove here, Gridasham, which, I'll tell you what, I have, and I was really proud of myself the other day when I had to come here, and I was as SMC3, but I remembered for once in my life that I didn't have a glove and didn't even try to pull the rock up. I was so happy.
It's the little things like that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's about. All right, so yeah, well, Gridasham will finish this up, and Nash will, without any better knowledge of, green pendant or pedestal, gonna do exactly what Gridasham did and clean this thing up. And yeah, they'll both be happy they didn't have to go to the basement, but it's like you said, we're down to 2 things here, and even if Helma had an item, we don't have a bow to get there, so. But yeah, I'll trust the 5 count on that. Whatever that was in phase 2 from Gridasham was pretty effective in keeping Blind tied up. Nice fight. And as expected, not the happiest. So let's see here. What are we doing? Off to the shovel. Yeah, this is all that's down here for Gridasham. Could be big. Oh, like, please don't. I almost forgot it. Because Gridasham does not know that Podge is not the answer right now. And it is. It's a glove. He was preemptively angry. Sometimes when you wait long enough, you're just angry no matter what. Down goes Moldworm there, and as we know, just a green pendant for a heart container upon turn-in. Now maybe this sends nashsauter back to Eastern, like now. And glove in hand, which, yeah, I guess at this point, I don't have a thing in front of me, but probably that doesn't even do that much, so Bombos. Which I guess means that, this is going to have to be something too, isn't it? Oh, the glove open catfish, yeah, that's it. It's such a ubiquitous item. So I guess now the question is, does Gridasham do that first before running all through Pod? No, we're gonna do Landmo. That's right. That's one is now open as well. 1 location, 1 boss required. Ties in pretty nice. You're here. Don't even have to flute. Into Eastern, after that pendant turn-in goes nashsauter is going to come up with the mirror and bow, which is, or not bow, the fire rod, so probably, I could guess, goes to Mothula first, and then has to start thinking about doing the scattered mirror checks. So currently, advantage Gridasham, pending further spaghettiness in the logic. That's a word.
All right, Scoop, I'm back. I stepped away, and of course, as I'm gone, we found our glove. Where was that?
That was under the shovel. Now that opens as I piece together all by myself, real slowly, 2 things. Well, not all by myself. Chat does help. Chat is appreciative. Catfish and land mollusk, which Gridasham is just now heading to. Bombo's tablet was just some sticks. So.
Okie doke.
And yeah, Nash went to Eastern with that green pendant. Is taking Aga's portal back to do... not sure what. Probably Graveyard Ledge now. But I would imagine shortly thereafter gonna swat some flies over there in Skullwoods.
Good 2-cycle land mow.
And there's the other one. One behind the other. You'll love to see it. So, quick recap for anybody just showing up. Eastern to Fire Rod to Shovel to Glove to other glove. Cool? Cool.
Chat is asking, did Nash leave Eastern after getting the mirror, or did he grab Fire Rod? I didn't actually see it.
Oh, did I say he did? Well, if I did, I'm sorry. He might have actually left. Yeah, because normally you would do a... Yeah, I was thinking about it. I do this. I fill in blanks when I take my eyes off of stuff, so I apologize. Yeah, it's a big item, so it's tempting to leave for sure, and that would explain why he's not headed directly to required boss.
Ooh, that's rough then, for
yeah,
sure.
It's a little rough. Don't know it'll take him too long to go back there. I mean, when you run out of stuff to do, because here comes 45 with that sword, it'll be gold for nashsauter, which, you know, it's not the time you want to see it, but it would feel bad to head right back to Eastern just that fast, but again, I don't think there's anything else left, period, after this.
Yeah, he is running out of checks rapidly, so you're probably right.
I mean, I would venture a guess that probably trying to think really quickly right now, you know, like, what did I miss type thing. Still no glove, unfortunately.
All right, so we're almost an hour in. We're still looking for Bo, Kane.
Yeah, I'm a little lost here. Oh, Bomba's tap. Yeah, Bomba's tap. That's also mirror enabled. I forgot. That's all he actually needed for that. That won't
and
pay
as Chad
either.
is reminding, flippers. We also need flippers.
Well, yeah, for getting in the swamp and doing all that good stuff. Bombos to open TR, so that's... Well, yeah, we knew we already had all that. And no way to actually get in. We have the full package minus that cane, so at least you won't get distracted with that. Now, it feels bad whenever you have everything else, but... And Nash realizing he's going to have to go back to Eastern, and once again, the long way without a glove to take the shortcut. And it's, you know, this you don't like to see. And I've had to do my triple dips of Eastern in the past, and they were definitely very large swaths of time between each, so I don't know if this, you know, feels better or worse than one of those. Hookshot K for Gridasham. Half of that is dead. 3/4. And all of it, so once again, further expression of displeasure. But we have Spike Cave, which I think he's headed for. This is one of those usually nothing, except when it's not, and it's huge.
Yeah, I feel like you're right that it is usually nothing. I try to do my best not to orphan it. So,
yeah, I'll put it off until everything else up here is cleared or clearable. Now that being said, hair is done, the tablet is done, so it's kind of a now or never. Yeah.
Oh, nice safety. That's good.
nashsauter's going to keep going through and getting the big key, and I think what Nash is hoping for at this point is a plain, absolutely 100% vanilla bow. That would, I mean, it would feel good, but it wouldn't save him, because he knows at this point if his opponent would have gotten the fire rod, and I don't know if you get a fire rod, do you necessarily go through? I mean, I know they did today, but at any rate, they'll find out it's just a map and it's time to leave and go to Mothula finally. Now, what I find kind of interesting is what Nash is going to have to do here for the next couple of minutes is a real narrow logical corridor, and that's why I think you're even seeing that frustration from Gridasham, just because it was just a long chain of stuff you don't like.
Oh,
that would be...
Catfish had flippers.
Yeah, so glove not only unlocked immediately the other glove, but the flippers as well. So
yeah, that was a very, so that shovel, man, that was a very important shovel.
Yep, that's the bottleneck here today. Gridasham is going to Ice Palace first without a cane. Now that's a choice. You can do Swamp here. Just got to get away from that rock at the very least. I was going to say maybe he was in fact having second and third thoughts. Hopefully, yeah, it'll include Swamp before just heading right back down there. Holy McMyers dodged one. That's, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. That's another thing too. That you find one glove, you immediately find the other one. Maybe you don't register that you have them both, and can now get the 3 to 5 items down in there. Which, one of which could easily be the cane. You don't have to go in Mire, you can just check the other things. So we'll see what this turns into. Some people just really don't like full clear and Swamp. I full clear everything, and it hurts me all the time, so I have no blame at all.
You and me both, Scoop. You and me both.
I don't like skipping things, and so, yeah, that's why they say there's the, it seems like a lot of stuff in Rando is just called incorrect or incorrect, and not necessarily right or wrong. If Kane's in here, which is a play, if a Kane's in here, it looks really good, but it's like a once a quarter thing that you'll see.
Yeah, and without the cane, we're going to have to take the scenic route through Ice Palace.
So, shovel in hand, nashsauter has nothing further in Skullwoods on account of an earlier clear. Going to be heading directly to the shovel spot. And yeah, usually after that, the good play is to do your required boss. But as we now know, we need both that and the item as far as possible northeast as you can get from that required boss. So, see which one comes first. And there are those gloves at 64 minutes for nashsauter. No love lost for the seed. Not saying too much, but try playing SMZ3 with no gloves for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Not like, 3 days ago or anything.
Yeah.
Granted, we have other ways into the dark world, so that didn't help. Here comes the end of the right side for Gridasham. Well, you're really putting some money into this chest, aren't you? No, just taking some money right out. And if you find a key in the first chest, the lack of a cane is really not that big of a deal at all, even if you don't. That hook shot across Berry Room, it's a little slower, but...
Right.
It's a bit of a feast or famine play, I guess. Kane's in here, you're doing better than anybody can reasonably be expected to do if it's not your full clearance swamp and you've done what you've just done. So
Correct. And it looks like, we also, what if you just have a vanilla cane? He passed up Maya earlier when he was in the desert area.
mm-hmm. Now, Nash is going to end up with these mitts right after, so maybe we see an immediate flute down to the south of the area. Let's see what's over there.
Yeah, that's true.
Gridasham is still playing around an ice palace. Our glorious leader, Josh Bittner, down there. I was talking to him about SMZ3 the other day, and if you do it enough, it doesn't... it clearly takes longer than this, and I don't know, if you do like I do, wherever you were... you started your randomizer playing days with that, and it doesn't seem so bad because, well, I also started my going fast days with that, so the fact that anything, could only quote unquote take 4 hours still seems not too bad to me, but when you play a few hundred of them, yeah, I can get that way. Anywho, Gridasham, Cold Stare, nothing else in Ice Palace. And as I'm good at, I have no idea if it was 2 or 3 items to this point, so let's see what drops from the ceiling besides the crystal. Now, sure enough, clearing out what's left here in Misery Mire. Now, that's a key on Gridasham's side, so that means, if I'm not too much mistaken, that you were supposed to have the Cane of Samaria for this. Just bypassed with the Ice Palace bomb jump, so I guess it's probably Swamp Palace now. Looks to be that way. Confirmed from chat from Cyberchild about the cane. Appreciate that. Spike Cave for nashsauter. Gonna go ahead and do that first, but may do the the remainder of Death Mountain as it stands here immediately thereafter the Dark World side.
So we're gonna get a stacked swamp here.
I mean, 6 items. I don't know that more than 3 of them will do something, but I suppose 3 is a pretty good stack of items. So, see what ends up happening here. 1 is just a piece of heart. A little conversation in chat. I just want to point out now, if, and this is one of these things that whenever you realize how the logic works, if, let's say, Meyer and TR are both pendants, okay, and you go through Ice Palace, which is a crystal, and you find out it's cane locked. That's one of those important things to note, that you would still then not be able to find a cane in GT. Might, if you ever see a C like that, there you go. Save you some trouble with routing.
Yeah, that's good to make note. I still have trouble picking up on those little logical things like that, like knowing when Ice Palace is cane locked and vice versa.
Well, most of that logic in there, even the better racers, the ones that make main tournament every year, don't fully understand at all times. But cane on boss or key on boss means cane is logically required. So I don't know. That's the scenario I just mentioned. I don't know if I've ever seen it come up. But if it does, and you're doing a caneless GT, then either your key's on the left side or you're gonna have to leave. Which I guess probably doesn't even change that much practically, so. So we're still missing, let's see your total of a bow and cane. And going off what we have on the trackers, that's really all there is to find, period. So we need them both, and we gotta find them both. If they're not in here, then I guess I would say there's not much left, but I guess that's not really true. We have all that MIT stuff to do. The only one that's done is King's Tomb, since we do that the other way. But Smith Chain is, I think, basically the large part of that, since East Death Mountain Dark World. I don't know what you're supposed to say, but that's been done by both runners. East Dark Mountain.
really didn't get anything out of it. That was a pretty, that's a pretty dense area of checks, and I don't think, there wasn't anything in, Hookshot Cave or Super Bunny, so at least we're gonna get those Smith chain checks that you were talking about, and I count kind of hammer pegs with that, since you usually loop them together.
Yeah, this is spicy, I'm gonna say, because Nash can do 2 dungeons now. Can he not? Yeah. And the thing is, unless Gridasham finds it in the next minute, it's gonna pay off as well, so. All that red stuff, all wrong.
Ooh, there it is.
There's a bow. So finish this out, see what's here, but that doesn't leave much options for where that cane can be. It's a grand total of 2 locations. One of which I think just one of those has an item almost.
Right, yeah, we're pretty sure that, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure we already saw all 5 items in pods, so Helmet doesn't have an item.
And continuing on the theme of red items that we're looking for all at once, I don't know why this game has to do this, but we found a red stick. with a bend in it. Still the wrong one. So, yeah, and I totally forgot about this when I mentioned it before, but you can go in here to caneless mire. Now, at some point I had a real nice run of seeds with a cane in here, and it was to the point where I still remember it enough to want to try this often enough. You know, it's just here in the spike room or whatever, and then you're done, right?
Yeah, French vanilla cane.
But I have not seen it in a while. Time will tell today.
I think we're gonna get Pyramid Fairy here.
Yeah, since those are the 5/6s lined up. So yeah, nashsauter, I want to say what he's doing is, after missing that mirror and such, he probably feels behind and just wants to do, you know, the thing that you wouldn't be expected to do and see if it pays
Right.
off.
Yeah.
It well might. Kind of feel like they could potentially both feel behind, just on account of different choices. Gridasham put off Aga forever.
Mirror was in the Eastern Palace along with the Fire Rod, so 2 go mode items in that dungeon.
Yep.
Oh, there's a fetch quest.
Jeez, oh man. I gotta look.
I mean, the last one paid off, right?
Yeah. I mean, and it was late. Yeah, he's gonna check it right now. That's a good mental note to make. Just walk out of that cave and don't quite get to clear the crack and mirror, so you don't bonk a bush. Because I do that a lot, getting out of. I usually go straight to the middle just because it's safe. And
Just a bloopy.
Not even a few more bucks than that. So here's Pod for Gridasham, and now this is the sensible play. Gridasham has not even been here, so it looks like, on that note, that Gridasham will end up with a gold sword, and guess what?
French vanilla cane.
So that will definitely feel good, and it's, you know, Nash still gonna have to find some other things,
right.
But where are these flippers at? He still needs those.
Yeah, flippers were. Oh man, now you got me.
Yeah.
Catfish. That's right.
Catfish. All right. Yeah. Sweet,
I knew it was a water location.
Yeah. Secondhand flippers today. They still work. They're okay. They cost less. You know, charity. Anyway, nashsauter will have to come up with them, and that's, well, with the string of stuff he can do, I don't know that that'll happen quite right away. I mean, Ice Palace probably could be done first, so. And
yeah, he'll probably fake flipper Ice Palace. I would think.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, you're not gonna find it there. You're just going there for
like a bow.
A bow.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I'd say still anybody's game. Maybe small advantage Gridasham, but Gridasham is going to have to go into a dungeon that, you know, normally carries an item, which here in Rando is. It's something we don't do. I mean, you know, when you play any Zelda game, your items in your dungeon, right? Well, in Rando, that just makes your life unpleasant. So we'll see how long it takes them to get there. But with the gold sword in hand, and I thought maybe he's going to go with some sticks, but no, he's going to hang on to those. Either way, down goes Vitreous for nashsauter, and that is Crystal 3. Yeah, just 3. We're still missing some items. We can do TR now. Might actually find the other bow if we do that.
Oh, right, yeah.
It will not help for Swamp Palace. Nash is looking to be what's going on here. It's going to be an extra mountain climb, but 5 checks is 5 checks, and TR does love to have stuff.
Ooh, just bombs.
Yeah, just spawn one of those 2 items, potential 2 checks, I guess. It opens up from the bow. So, this Gridasham does not yet know it. We'll take the residual portal back to pod here, clean it out, and then I mean, Kane and pod is one of those things you can almost always count on, right? So he's figuring it's got to be here. Is it almost certainly right? Well, when he finds out it's not, I mean, options become pretty limited at that point, I would say. In fact, for him, I don't know that there's anything.
I mean, I would say, yeah, I'd say after he does pod, I mean, you gotta just go into Mire. I don't know, I can't remember if he did the Mire area checks. I think he did. But
yeah,
I'm not sure.
I know he didn't do it immediately like nashsauter did, and I was thinking of that just as you were, and I was like, well, maybe not. In which case it, looks even better, so.
Yeah, abandoning catfish is... I mean, abandoning any of those one-off checks is always a pain. Chat talking about abandoning catfish, but it's... You know... When you don't abandon it, then you end up just pulling garbage. So, and then the one time you do abandon it, that's when your opponent found flippers, or vice versa.
Yeah, and it's tough for 2 reasons. One of which is you've already done the stuff surrounding. See where nashsauter gets to, but the closest thing to it would be the mushroom in his case. And then on top of that, you consider that you got that glove late, and it immediately unlocked the other gloves. So you figure, okay, well, that's the one purpose for the glove today. How could there be 2 big things behind the exact 2 checks that opened up? So, but that'll do it in rando. And I like to tell myself, if you get something from something else, well, then clearly that's why it was there. That was the purpose, and all the rest of this stuff is just collateral damage.
Right.
But not always. But yeah, if a bow does show up in here, nashsauter will be headed directly to Eastern and pod. I don't know why I keep saying pod. You made it quite clear there's nothing left in there, but that area anyway. Yeah, I'd say in his case, at that point, there wouldn't be much left either, once he finds out that Armus just has some bombs. So. It would make sense up until that point. First bow in TR is something that happens a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if actually finding a bow in TR would actually be, I think, bad for Nash. Because if he doesn't find the bow, he's gonna probably end up heading. He's more likely to start looking for those flippers.
Yeah, no matter what, I mean, Nash still has to do Ice Palace now.
Right.
Kind of quick, but it's still got to be done. So. Nash will have to, I think, pull out one more play here to even things out, and that is skipping left side swamp and just going straight through. And that's definitely feasible with what would at that point just be 1 item remaining, if a bow doesn't show up in here.
Maybe I did miscount the items in pod because Gridasham's going back after grabbing the sword. So maybe there is still one left on Helma.
Yeah, I told myself I was going to pay more attention here, but I just, just kind of kept on going.
No, yeah. I was trying to flip back and forth between both of them, so I don't know if he got all three of the dungeon items yet.
I know there were a whole bunch of keys in the front, so I mean, you know, basically it would have been did the map and compass both show up, and well, I guess they did. So on to everybody's favorite item check group, laser bridge.
Yeah, that's why we have chat. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Piece of heart. Key somewhere in here. There it is. Last one. Pending. TBD. Just another heart piece. So you can finish it at least, but will require another trip up the mountain for GT.
Getting a lot of use out of that red boomerang. Man, that butter sword. You never need it, but it's always nice to have it.
It definitely is. You can go to poke strats with Argus, as you know, nashsauter will be able to do. One poke, one puff. And just one more piece of heart here in TR. So
man,
we tried.
Yeah, they're full up on hearts.
And that's just 300 from Helmasaur. Dipping out of the pendant, we don't need it. Nashsauter is also doing a save and quit, which will send him to the pyramid. Does that help him here in some way? I don't know.
I mean, he might be heading to Catfish.
Oh, Catfish, yeah.
Which is good, because like I said, he didn't get a bow out of pod, so then you go up to Catfish, and then you get your flippers.
Yeah, totally forgot. That's pretty much the best way to get there from anywhere if you've done all the rest of it. So there goes Gridasham, out of options and requisite sanity. Gonna go ahead and head into Misery Mire here, and we'll find that Kane probably knows it as well. At which point we'll be talking about a go mode here at about 90 minutes, and well, sometimes that's just the way it goes. I mean, Aga, you've been in all your pendants, you've cleared, well, actually all of them. He's cleared them all. You could have just, if this wasn't a race in a tournament, you could have gone pulled a heart piece or whatever, but just in case anybody here is missing their monthly meme quota. And, Nash, now I think this makes a little more sense than when Gridasham did it, but, doing ice first, well, actually a lot more sense. You have a cane and everything. And, the boat could just be here. In my experience, it's not been there a lot, but, I mean, you don't have to think about left side in that way. If it is here, you don't have to think about it at all, so. Still remains to see if he checks it first before heading downstairs once he gets to Swamp. Because right now we're looking at this and swamp, and I guess eastern still as well. Whereas Gridasham has to do TR, so do we have an advantage at this point? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. It depends on, you know, if he's able to skip left side swamp. Like if he goes straight to the back first, decides to, you know, then he'll get his bow.
You know, I always waffle back and forth on this. I know it's a little, you know, technical talk here for the stream, but I was thinking, do we mark pod here or don't? Even though, I mean, he dished the pendant, but what do we normally do in it?
Oh yeah. I mean,
I have no idea.
I'm, you know, I didn't mark it because he didn't actually.
Yeah.
He didn't get the pendant, so he got all the items out of it, but
I thought
not
about
that it
it.
really matters.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, maybe that's information. It's just one of those things when it comes up, you know, and you're able to ditch dungeon prizes. It's like, well, but yeah, everything's done here. It's a full clear. Hundo.
Yeah, chat pointing out Poison Pyre saying that probably Grid has a slight advantage, just what he's doing versus have to do, which is TR. You know, a go mode TR versus everything that Nash still has left to do. He's got to finish Ice Palace here. He's got to still do Swamp to get his bow, and he's got to go back to Armos.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of those things I try to pay attention to when I expect it to come up, but I didn't because I'm not good at it. And there's that cane, so that's a go mode at 131.57 for Gridasham. I'm going to go ahead and finish this thing out. Now, to what I was saying, actually, I just totally lost it. Oops. What was I saying? Nothing good, I'm sure.
Oh, you're fine. We got... I mean, yeah, man.
Well, yeah, I'm so good at that.
It's hard. I think there's a definite advantage on Gridasham's side. I think there's a few things.
I know what I was saying now.
Okay.
I was trying to pay attention to nashsauter's trip through TR to see if the keys are lined up in a way that's going to heck up Gridasham with the 3% go mode thing, you know. But
right,
I think the keys were available in time. So, I mean, if you do that and you do get hit with it, and I mean, who wouldn't at 97%? But you know, you can lose some time to that. Yeah, Ganon definitely did do the best he could at this point in this particular instance of, you know, being doomed to eternal murdering, baconizing.
Yep.
Keeping these runners away as long as possible. That's crystal number 6. Quite vanilla for Gridasham here, and it'll be off to TR, and it'll definitely save a mountain trip. So I mean, there's that. So that does work out in his favor.
Yeah, it's one less mountain climb, like you were saying. So we'll see. I'm still waiting to see if you know. Just Nash is routing. Oh no, dead rocked. Nash is routing in swamp. He might be able to salvage a little bit of time.
You know, I'm still not sure on. Well, I guess you do have to mirror and flute with Aghanim dead. So I guess oh well on that one. But
yeah,
is dead rocks. You can count on their RNG most of the time, but here's Nash in the swamp, and in just about a minute or so, we'll see if the left side gets skipped. I mean, the big key is there in front of the chest, so I think Nash, as mentioned and discussed, will have to do it to keep pace here. I mean, look at it this way: if it's not in front of you on the way to Argus, you gotta go back in anyway. So you know, I don't know. For you, just for conversation, having the big chest closed or open, like if it's open like it's going to be here, does that make you feel better about, like, would you rather have 3 items coming back in here or just a 2? Not that
So I you know, for conversation, if I was in Nash's spot and I pulled the big key out of here, I'm gonna go straight to the back.
Right.
I'm gonna go clear the boss because, you know, out of the 4 checks in the back of the swamp, you know, or 5 counting big key actually, like you get the chance to avoid doing left side swamp. You know, I don't. If he doesn't find anything back here, then I would probably go back in for those last 2 items. But especially at this point, this is an interesting diver down setup. I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, I learned the right side. I stick with that. But
yeah, that one seemed a little tougher than the other one.
I've seen it. I don't.
And yeah, I like Chet saying it is in here, so you know he makes the right call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, probably for most people it's not even a question, but you know me, I'm a full clear person.
Yep, and that is right. That's go mode for Nash at like 137. So
yeah, with basically nothing to do. I mean, you're gonna have to do Eastern, but that's it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you know, it's a lot closer, I think, now than we were anticipating. So
Yeah. If I remember right, it's ideally like a minute 6 in a mountain climb that Nash is gonna have to do, plus Eastern, which is, I don't know, 3 maybe to get through. And Gridasham here has got, you know, a little less than that, and then the walkover. So, yeah. Making sure the switch works. You always love that. I do that all the time.
right, line it up perfectly.
Yeah, and I was just staring at a mundane room in TR, and down goes Argus for nashsauter, and that's it. So Eastern, and let's go. And now here's Gridasham, and you know, full spirit of keeping things interesting, is not going to risk potentially missing a needed key. And he's going to go ahead and grab the big chest here.
Grabs a nice little heart refill for his troubles.
Yeah. Calming nerves for some Trinex. Even though, you know, it's pretty free at this point, but there's a couple of transitions and, well, no Mimic Caves and no Mirror, but a couple of transitions extra. Just to guard against that potential that you get locked out. It's another thing too. Go mode being on a 5/6 crystal, Gridasham had to do pyramid.
Right, he did
as
that.
well.
He did the extra check, so
Yeah, which led to another check. So that's another thing nashsauter did not have to do.
Right, Pyramid Fairy is not the quickest of checks either. So
yeah, it's nice. It's your equalizer for having to kill Aga, right? Because it's a little faster then, but you still have to walk, which in casual boots we don't like to do. And Ash lining up for machine gun strats here on armless, but does miss the first one, so just gonna have to get creative and clean up here. Now the other problem, as I'm sure is well known, that whenever you do Eastern before GT, you have arrows to be concerned about.
yes, I have. That has burnt me a couple times in the past.
So yeah, keep it in mind. But here we have a shovel. So if we don't, in the process of finding the big key, come into some arrow drops, checks, whatever, and go outside and start digging.
All right, so they're both done. We got to do the GT guessing game.
We may as well. And with that being said, what that means for those new to the program, we have 23 checks in GT. One of them requires a big key, so that means there's only 22 in which that big key can be. So, just for the heck of it, because we like playing games here on SpeedGaming, it's in the name, go ahead and guess which of the locations that Gridasham checks in the order he checks in is going to have that big key. And if you win,
you get a lot of fake internet points.
You win all the things.
You win mine and Scoop's praise.
Yep. See a couple of sevens there, lucky sevens in chat, including from Crank, old long time buddy of mine. Hi Crank, what's up?
I always like. I almost always just guess 22.
Yep. And our bets are now closed, but since I'm here working, I get to get one in late. Or I guess maybe not, because we just checked the first one.
Right.
All right, how about 2? And when it's not 2, then I can quit worrying about it. There you go. But pretty nice for what's in there. One of those things you like to have in here.
Oh yeah, always helps.
It kind of had to be somewhere. We've done the rest of the game. Finally a boomerang for Gridasham now that we really need it. Yeah, Grid didn't do Hope Room, right? It's full left.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 coming up. And Nash now in here doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah, okay. And is actually going to DM it and just go right now. So, ooh, buddy.
Okay. Oh, there is some divergence here.
A little key, not big enough. And yeah, so off to the right. Oh man. Now we got a race. I mean, we had a race this whole time, but for real. So yeah, that's a 7, and here comes 8, 9, 10, 11. The arrows. One time you really want to see him. Even Gridasham need him. I didn't realize he was that low.
Yeah, they were both pretty low after their last dungeons.
So this could be a thing, What if nashsauter finds the big key over here and has to leave and go do some arrow digging? Oh man! Yeah, last shield, and those are boots right there. So that kind of puts Gridasham at an undisputed advantage. You know, climb aside.
Right, it's down to
or
execution
tile
at this
room.
point, probably.
Tile
Oh,
room.
tile room.
Okay.
Oh, there's silvers.
There, yeah. So there's that, and it looks like everybody's going to get those today. Good thing they showed up there, because it'd be blankety blank on the arrow count coming out of here otherwise. And here it is, vanilla, big key, and some mail to go with it. And some more arrows. Game's finally relenting.
All right, so that was number 13, right? Or was that 17? Because he did full.
I want to say 13, as it was 11 at the end of random.
Right.
Not that I ever keep 100% track, but anyway, let's see. Let's go check this out. More guy, 84 with a 13. Lucky as can be. So nice job to you.
Rigurk had a 13 also. He just got it in late.
Oh yeah. But at any rate, we will.
Oh, and leave me alone, man. A couple of 13s. Look at that popular number today.
That was well after your acquisition of the key. Anyway, we will etch your name into an inconspicuous location on the Triforce of Courage for all time. Now, I think, yeah, now that I just realized this, I think I saw Gridasham do that too, what nashsauter just did, actually not skipping that tile.
Right, yeah, it made the smart choice to go grab those arrows.
I would have had no clue. Now maybe he tried and just missed, but I totally had no recollection of there being arrows in there. So.
It looked like he missed. It looked like a try and a miss. So maybe it was a lucky.
Well, I think, like I say, I think Gridasham did it too. So it's like maybe. I know I've skipped it so much now at this point. I totally forgot those were in there. But now I'm going to try to remember that. And some nice shooting there from Gridasham. Ammo 2 goes down. Real close range as well. I'm not usually that brave. But up the tower goes nashsauter, so he's about 3 minutes behind. Here, I guess we have to truthfully state that, you know, there would have to be some unexpected issues.
Yeah, something that causes Gridasham to lose the lead he's got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with all that equipment in hand. So, and you know, a fall could be one of those things in the first couple of phases. Well, I mean, this is why we play the game. Oh no! Okay, so yeah, didn't even open the other 2 chests. Didn't realize that. Thanks, chat. Barry Lock. So didn't get the red mail either. And we got a whole crap ton of hearts, but
well, there's a little bit of a time back as he falls in the torch room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could potentially take a hug the wrong way, but I mean, yeah, otherwise it's, you know, about 1 second saved for nashsauter here when you need about 150 of them.
Right.
I mean, he has no idea. He could be a mile ahead for all we know. You know, or for all he knows. It's just a fun thing for us.
Yeah, you never know. You gotta always think. You know, I always think my opponent's ahead at all times. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know you're newer, but trust me, I do too. It's
a very common thought process, I think.
I spend more of my time trying to go fast than actually trying to not do things. So I can beat anybody. Like, I should probably play NMG, except I don't want to.
I just say it's boring.
Yeah.
But everybody says that's how you get better, so we'll see.
Like it's just, you know, how do you play rando only and not learn logic? Well, just check me out if you want to see how. Pretty nice agate patterns here for Gridasham. A little off on his. I don't think it's his fault. So, but you know, got a bunch of doubles and.
Yeah.
Pretty respectable.
I think it was 3 cycle, right? Maybe 1 2 2 1. Okay, so 4 cycle.
Yeah, and a couple of those could have had some extra hits in there, but just...
Right. Yeah, just a tad off.
But as with, you know, most games of any era, you know, the endings get a little bit cutscene-ish. This is better than most.
Oh, Nash, you gotta get a key.
Oh darn, yeah.
He didn't kill the mini Helmas.
Yeah. Well, that'll hand a little time back. I'll figure it out soon enough. Yeah. Might open the chest and hope here. Nope, nothing in there. But Gridasham is going to yank the cape out of that half magic from the bottom of the tower and just going to go, for lack of a better term, ham on the pig.
Yeah, with butter sword and half magic. I mean, heck, it's a heckin' quick fight.
Yeah, and I think he knows as well as anybody that, you know, the one. Yeah, with no dot dungeon yet, the one thing that can stop you here is a fall, and so you're just going to do what you can do to mitigate every last possibility of that happening. Yeah, just a few nerves there, but almost was that actually no, just a double, almost gets a triple. Just wants to be done with this, and there it is.
All right, there we go.
So Gridasham has his quite get your GGs. Sorry.
GGs. No, you're good.
It's always one of these things since I learned how you can mess up the bridge. Just you want to park far enough south so that doesn't happen. But he does cross and puts in. As I stumble with it. Official time here of 1:52:11, exactly as you see on screen. So, GG's, the Gridasham and nashsauter is now going to drop into Ganon and wrap this thing up as well. Heck of a race. I mean,
yeah, it was definitely more of a race at the end than I think we were expecting for a while.
Yeah, and that's why this works out well, you know, in racing, just because it's not like we were funneled. We've seen the runners do different stuff all over the place, and yet wind up here at basically the same time. Just little bits of movement here and there that set the difference. We'll see if they want to talk about this a little bit, and we will get to that once nashsauter finishes Ganon here, which, again, with all that stuff in hand, should not take too long.
Oh man, I think I almost swallowed my swallowed my throat there when he almost fell. All right, GG's for Nash there.
nashsauter is going to key in a time of 1:54:10 on racetime.gg, so that's just 1 minute and 59 seconds across this hundo of a siege. So GG's and welcome to our winner today, Gridasham. How we doing?
GG's.
Thank you.
So what was left? Anything?
it was a real mess.
Yeah.
I could have lost this seed for so many reasons, but I'm really happy winning this one. Those blows and basically the Somaria give me headaches.
Yeah, there were, it's like you said, a lot of things that could have changed. And in fact, your opponent did do things quite differently. I mean, you waited on Aghanim, which makes perfect sense with one item to go. He chose to rush it a little early, but then did not get a mirror or a fire rod, which allowed you to save some time in places. So it was interesting, to be sure.
Yeah, because
go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't confident on the Agacid, but finding the hammer lately and mostly the Master Sword, I did not want to leave something behind because I could be punished by that. I saw that so many times, so I didn't want to leave, especially Eastern Palace. And after that, it was quite complicated because I searched for a long time my gloves and finding the meats just on Landnolas. It wasn't. It was not very pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look here, we have everything checked off. And where was that red boomerang now here, Hawk? Was
Red boomerang was, that was earlier. I cannot remember. It was when we were on the cane hunt.
it was the purple chest. So
right, yeah.
Yeah, so you both have we've seen it all here, and even in GT, nashsauter, who's going to be joining us shortly, did do right side after Stalfos ring, so that was a mirror shield over there. So yeah, if it existed, we found it here in the seed.
Yeah, most of the time I do the right the DM strat, but today I did all left because I needed some arrows. I was worried about my arrows count, and that's why I did the left side, because I knew that with all the chests I could find some arrows.
Yep, and GG's as well to nashsauter here now joining us. And speaking of the arrow thing, nashsauter, you had to do Eastern last, so you're actually in the same boat, the both of you, for different reasons with the arrows.
Okay. Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'll just recap quickly in the opposite terms for you, Nash, what we discussed. Now you rushed Aghanim, but at relatively to what Gridasham did, and then that meant you missed the mirror and the fire rod for a little bit, but I mean, as you see here, there were a lot of things you both did differently. This will be a good watch back, I think, if you wish, for both of you. It worked out to where basically lined up going into GT. In fact, I want to say it would have been even closer if you would have both went full left, but I mean, choices are choices, and I know I would have gone right because there's a key in there, but it was a seed for sure. So yeah, how did you feel in general as you went on, Nash, through the seed?
Yeah, I just kind of, I felt like I kept just choosing the wrong locations, which tilted me a bit and made my execution worse, but I felt like I was pretty comfortable with all the decisions I made, even though they didn't end up working out the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right around in the middle of this is when everybody had to do what I like to call the bottleneck of the seed, which was get that fire rod, do Mothula, and then get your glove that way, because the other one was locked by it, so that's the way it had to be.
Yeah, and it was a tough choice after finding that mirror in the front of Eastern leaving, but
Mhm.
and then having to go all the way through. And then once I found that fire rod, I had another choice of just leaving again, but
Mhm. Yeah.
I
But
didn't
you
want
didn't
to.
want to leave
The
after
truthful
you did the
tip.
last one, right?
Yeah.
We were saying that. I was saying, man, he's thinking exactly like I would think. It just didn't work out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel for you on that one because this comes up a lot, and I'll mention it when it does every time. But I had I want to say, glove, fire rod, and one other required thing, all in Eastern, and I left after every single one of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
What
never
Eastern
again.
does to you.
But yeah, that was a heck of a race for y'all. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not actually familiar with how the formatting works now that you're in brackets. So is this...
If I'm reading correctly off what Josh Bittner said, it looks like Gridasham, you're going to be going up against Ganon Gone Wild, GGW, next.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, okay. So yeah, if it's, yeah, okay, I guess we'd have little things on the screen anyway. So yeah, it's best of one. I remember that now. So this does bring you to an end, nashsauter, but I went back and checked your other results and definitely put up a nice tournament. I hope you had fun in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty
Yeah.
fun. I think I was pretty happy with how I played in the tournament overall, so it's not
Yeah.
doesn't feel too bad getting out right now.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, because, maybe you don't actually envy what your opponent has to do here next.
Yeah, I'll be watching that one for sure, assuming it's restreamed.
Yeah, and we have this little thing with the multi-streams anyway. It'll be interesting. I mean, it's rando, so sometimes you can just lean on that and see what happens. So good luck to you in that upcoming match here, Gridasham. But anything else from anyone here today?
Oh no. Basically, I did not expect it to go this far in this tournament. So I'll take the game against GGW as a bonus.
There you go. That's the
That's
right
it.
mindset. Playing with house money.
Nice. All right. Well, let's see here. With that being said, and I don't have schedules handy anymore, but here in... I don't have this tournament either. Hawk, do you have any of this stuff handy? I should have been digging. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Here, let's see.
So it looks like tomorrow. I got this at least tomorrow night, 6:30, and this is channel TBD. But we more. I would say more than 50%. We get that restreamed on SpeedGaming, but it's Skelly. I think I say versus Philistine. Round 64, and that'll be interesting.
Yep.
This is all round 64 for the time being. Wednesday, 7 o'clock, New York Rambler versus Walla Koala, and Friday at 1 p.m. It's all Eastern Daylight, by the way. Gamut Shoot versus Vextifer. Now, that one, I'm going to tell you what, that one will be a good one. So if you're...
I'm signed up to com on that one, too, so we'll...
all right.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what Vex can do against Gamma. That'll be a fun match.
Yeah, Vex has pulled some stuff out here in recent memory. I know that. So that's what we have for this tournament. But, as usual, keep it locked on SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 236 to just see what the heck else is going on today. You got a bunch of tournaments coming on. SpeedGaming Live's coming up. The online events are mostly in qualifier stages right now, I'm aware of. So, yeah, check it out. Have some fun. Throw out some guesses in chat for as many GT big keys as you can shake a small key at, or a bug.
There you go.
I don't know what I'm even saying anymore. Time to leave. All right.
Yep. Hey, thank GG's to Gridasham, GG's Nash.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck with GGW. Scoop, thanks for helping me out, jumping in.
Yeah. This is good. I got nothing to do. I'd rather take an opportunity to call some stuff and maybe learn a few things, because I know I'm always going to be missing some sort of knowledge. I think I'm at the Homer Simpson level. You get some new stuff and you push some old stuff out. And you gotta relearn it. So
There you go.
thank you also to everybody watching here tonight. Almost 300 the last check I saw. So that's nice to see for this easy breezy, beautiful cover girl tournament we're running here.
Yep.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks,
All right.
thanks everybody. Thanks to our setup volunteer, Make Walk Herd, for getting everything ready, and we'll talk to everybody later.
Good night.